Welcome to our first NBA 2K20 career resimulation. Today we will be simulating the careers of Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Rajon Rondo. These three players played together from 2007 to 2013 and brought one championship to Boston. If you are wondering where Ray Allen is, don't worry, he's coming. I hope you enjoy and please consider liking and subscribing. So we'll be starting off with the draft lottery. Looks like the Washington Wizards have the first pick this year. Let's see what happens. And they go and pick Kevin Garnett with the first pick. Wow. Paul Pierce going to the Spurs. There he goes to the Utah Jazz with the 15th pick. Rajon Rondo. Will any of the rookies Giannis, just doing his Giannis thing, winning MVP again. LaMelo Ball, Rookie of the Year, but he only averaged 19 and 11. Dennis Schroeder being Sixth Man of the Year. Anthony Davis, 33 points a game, 14 rebounds, and 3 assists. Kevin Garnett, All-NBA third season, and All-Defensive second team. Somehow he doesn't manage to make the first team or the second team. So it seems like all three of our teams made the playoffs. Garnett led the Wizards to a 43-39 record. Rondo led the Jazz somehow to a 46-30 record. Yeah, he's not even in the starting lineup. So Paul Pierce, 40-42. See what happens. Jazz lose. Spurs lose. And the Wizards advance. That was very surprising. Coming back from, I believe, a 3-2 deficit, which isn't much of a deficit. (3-1), and the Wizards are eliminated, and the Clippers win. Good job, Paul George. JJ Redick retired. Luka's got a captain. And it does not look. Oh wait, Kevin Garnett. One-time All-Star. Same thing with Paul Pierce. But, no Rajon Rondo. Also, shout out to Spencer Dinwiddie for being a one-time All-Star. Doncic averaging 41, 11, and 13. Garnett made the All-NBA second team this year. He's a 90 overall, and he's only in his second year. Then we got Paul Pierce over here being an 88 overall. Then, Kevin Garnett, again, being on the all-defensive second team. He's averaging 21 points a game. Then, he's already on the second and third team All-NBA and on the second team All-Defense. So it looks like no sign of the Utah Jazz in the playoffs this year. We'll just quickly go over and see what their record ended up looking like. 25-57. Ugh. Rondo is starting point guard now, though. That's good. Let's go ahead. We're both up 3. Washington's up 3-0, 3-1. Spurs are about to lose. Oh, Washington advances. Spurs win. They're in. Both teams are going into the Eastern Conference and Western Conference semis. And New York looks like they're about to upset Washington. No. Oh, the Wizards lost. Spurs advance. Spurs have a shot at winning. (1-0), 1-1, 2-1, 3-1. And they're in. They're in the NBA Finals. This is the second year, and Paul Pierce is already leading his team to a finals appearance. No. No. And the Spurs get swept by the New York Knicks, a 7 seed. Anthony Edwards, most valuable player in the finals. We are on to next season. Andre Iguodala retired. Garnett on the final year of his contract. Rondo is on the final year of his contract. And Paul Pierce is a 90 and he's on the final year of his contract. Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, both 2-time All-Stars. We have made it to the end of season 3. Giannis, averaging 38.5 points a game, is our most valuable player for the 3rd season in a row. Chet Holmgren being Rookie of the Year. Giannis also Defensive Player of the Year. Brad Stevens, Coach of the Year. Garnett is on the All-NBA first team, a 93 overall, which is surprising. We're only in his 3rd season here. Kyrie's on the first team. Then there's Paul Pierce, being like a pro. Rondo, finally, he is finally this year an All-Star. Wait a minute, he was an All-Star? I didn't see that. He's 3rd team All-NBA and 2nd team All-Defense. And Kevin Garnett's on the All-Defensive first team. And there's Rondo. There you go. So overall, good year for our 3 players. And it looks like that San Antonio is the 5 seed. And it looks like we have no sign of the Wizards. The Wizards ended up going, 35-47. But let's see what ended up. But the Spurs are the only team to make the playoffs with Paul Pierce. So let's see what ends up happening. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, and we just swept Phoenix. There we go. But we have to end up playing number 1 seed in New Orleans in the 2nd round. 1-0, 2-0, all right, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, and we advance. We upset number 1 seed in New Orleans. 3-1. We are in the finals for the 2nd year in a row against the Cleveland Cavaliers. 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, and the Cavaliers end up winning. Wow, we blew a 2-0 lead. Yeah, shout out to Cole Anthony, Finals MVP. George Hill retired. Kevin Garnett, 3-time All-Star. Looks like Paul Pierce is an All-Star as well. But it does not look like that Rajon Rondo was an All-Star this year. Jalen Johnson picking up that MVP, breaking Giannis' streak, averaging 29 points. Kevin Garnett winning Defensive Player of the Year with Washington, averaging 28 points, 16 rebounds. So then Kevin Garnett for the 2nd straight year is on the All-NBA first team. Paul Pierce on the 2nd team. Garnett's on the All-Defensive first team too. So it looks like that Garnett did not make the playoffs, but Rondo and Pierce both made it, and they look like they might be squaring up for a 2nd round showdown. But let's see what happens. 1-0 for the Spurs, but both up 1-0. Now it's 1-1, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, and San Antonio's in. Oh no, no! Oop! What just happened there? So both teams are in the playoff, or in the 2nd round. And San Antonio about to blow them out, which is, what they do. The Jazz have been eliminated. So it's back up to the Western Conference final against Denver again, I believe for the second year in a row. But let's see what happens. 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, and they got eliminated. Of course they did. And it just looks like the Knicks will end up winning a second championship in 3 years. Wait, Knicks win? You know, shout out to Anthony Edwards, again, final MVP. Carmelo Anthony retired. Kevin Garnett has left the Washington Wizards. What team is he on? The Toronto Raptors. Wow. So Kevin Garnett is now a Toronto Raptor. All right, you're fine. Where has Paul Pierce gone? Mavericks. Should have known. All right. There we go. Paul Pierce, 4-time All-Star and a starter. Garnett, also a 4-time starter. We are at the end of season number 5. Giannis again. 35 points. What the heck? What is going on? 17 rebounds. You see Bronny James, 25 points, Rookie of the Year. Bol, 6th Man of the Year, 25 points. Welcome to the show. Kevin Garnett, again, Defensive Player of the Year, averaging 1.5 steals and 3 blocks. Kevin Garnett, All-NBA First Team, again. No. Paul Pierce on the All-NBA Third Team, but no Rajon Rondo. But he is on the All-Defensive Second Team. Looks like all 3 teams are in the playoffs. Toronto, Dallas, and Utah. So let's see what happens. And they're down. And let's see what happens. Utah look like about to... No. Oh, Utah advances. Same thing with Toronto. All 3 teams have advanced. But Toronto is... Utah has been eliminated by Dallas. But we might have... both teams lost. Jalen Green, Finals MVP. On to next season. Paul Pierce still on the Mavericks. Kevin Garnett. Rondo on the Jazz. Okay. By the way, let's just check, see who they're with. Doncic managed to stay with the Mavericks. He's with Paul Pierce. That's a pretty dynamic duo. And he's got, Porzingis and Kevin Porter Jr. Garnett is with Imoni Bates and Pascal Siakam. And somehow Devin Booker managed to get on here. Rondo is with Patrick Baldwin Jr. And who else? Okay. Kevin Garnett, again, 5-time All-Star. And I do not see any Paul Pierce. Most valuable player, Giannis Antetokounmpo. 35 points, for, what is this, now the third straight season he's putting up these kind of numbers? This is insane. Kevin Garnett, 3 years in a row, Defensive Player of the Year with 26 points. Okay. Kevin Garnett, again on the All-NBA first team. Garnett on the All-Defensive first team. No sign of Pierce or Rondo here either. All right, on to the playoffs. Looks like only Rondo is in the playoffs along with Garnett. Jazz have been eliminated. Toronto advances. Oh no, if they lose in 4 games, I'd be mad. But they're not. No. Oh no. Ah yeah, they won. Easy. Next round against Boston, Garnett's team in real life, one of his former teams, and he swept them. So we go to the final. And close. And they look like they've sealed the win. And your Raptors are NBA Finals champions, so Garnett is a champion. He's the MVP. 28 points. Let's just see his stats. 21. 31. 26. 18. It's 27. Okay. 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 So that wraps up their 6th season in the NBA. So if you guys want to have like a specific player be the subject of one of our career simulations in a video, just comment down below who you think. I'll take a look at them after I post this. Team Paul. Oh, Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce gets his first All-Star captain. And with the first pick, he drafts Kevin Garnett. Giannis won MVP again. Al Tatum, Rookie of the Year. Kevin Garnett, Defensive Player of the Year again. He is a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. That is crazy. Paul Pierce, All-NBA second team. Kevin Garnett, All-NBA third team, which is kind of surprising. But he's also on the All-Defensive first team. With 3-0, 3-1, 4-1. So Toronto advances to play Boston. Toronto's in the Eastern Conference Finals against the... Who do the Knicks have? They have Lonzo Ball, Jalen Green, and Clint Capella. Okay. But we have Emoni Bates and Kevin Garnett, so I think we'll probably end up smashing them. No. How did the Raptors lose? They lose to New York. OKC wins. Jonathan Kuminga ends up leading them to a finals win. Rajon Rondo has left the Jazz. He is with the Rockets. Wow. Garnett is with Jalen Johnson and an aging Devin Booker. Rondo is with Porzingis and Chet Holmgren. Oh, Paul Pierce gets his 2nd straight All-Star captain. Drafts Kevin Garnett with the first pick, of course. This Giannis guy. Celso Paulista, Rookie of the Year. Kevin Garnett, Defensive Player of the Year for the 5th straight year in a row. Paul Pierce on the All-NBA first team. Kevin Garnett on the All-NBA second team. And no Rajon Rondo. But Kevin Garnett, again, All-NBA first team, just with the first seed Raptors again. Raptors are in. Houston gets eliminated. Toronto is in the Eastern Conference Finals. No. Oh, the Raptors lost to the Knicks. Shout out to Jalen Green, 98 overall. So just as quick as he came, it looks like that Paul Pierce is gone. He's on the Cavs. I don't really have an opinion on my next contract since I signed my current one. That's kind of smart. And it also looks like that there is no sign of Kevin Garnett. He is on the Wizards. Again, he's back on the Wizards. What is up with these PlayStation earbuds? It doesn't fit in my ear. It's kind of painful. Yeah, it's just kind of frustrating when you got just one earbud in your right ear. All right, Kevin Garnett is an all-star starter for the 3rd straight year. Rajon Rondo, 2-time all-star. Paul Pierce, starter. Wait, why do I always feel like we lose the all-star game? I feel like that always happens. Finally, DJ Stewart winning MVP with 31 points, breaking Giannis's streak. Kevin Garnett, Defensive Player of the Year with the Washington Wizards. Kevin Garnett on the All-NBA first team. Paul Pierce staying on the All-NBA 3rd team. Hey, look who it is, Mikey Williams. Rondo on the All-Defensive first team with Garnett. The Rockets did not make the playoffs. The 42-40 record, a game out. Wizards make it, as well as the Cavs. Cleveland lost. It's all in Washington now. Washington advances barely. The Wizards got eliminated. They're playing the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies win with Elijah Fisher as MVP. Going into year number 10, Paul Pierce is with the Cavaliers. Rajon Rondo is with the Rockets. And Kevin Garnett is with the Washington Wizards. Team Kevin Garnett gets an all-star captain. With the first pick he picks Paul Pierce. Oh look, there's our guy, Al Tatum, Rookie of the Year a couple years ago. And there's Rajon Rondo, so they're all on the same all-star team for the first time in their careers. He did it! Kevin Garnett, Most Valuable Player. Wow. Kevin Garnett, also Defensive Player of the Year. It kind of looks like he's kind of staring into your soul. Kevin Garnett, All-NBA First Team. Paul Pierce, All-NBA Second Team. And Kevin Garnett also on the All-NBA, All-Defensive First Team. All right, looks like Garnett was the only player to make it to the playoffs. Rockets missed out. Cavs missed out too. Garnett playing against his former Toronto team. No, not first round loss. Oh, let's watch this. They're winning. Come on. And they won. But Garnett bruised his right heel. Wow. That might be a game changer. Two 0. 2-1. 2-2. 3-2. 3-3. And they lost in the second round. An early exit for Kevin Garnett. So the Pelicans win, led by Jaden Hardy. All right, Kevin Garnett, again, an all-star captain. 2 picks. Paul Pierce with the first pick again. Does not look like Rajon Rondo was picked, but Al Tatum is an all-star again. Kevin Garnett winning most valuable player again. I think this is his second straight year. Kevin Garnett also defensive player of the year. Oliver Gordon couldn't get himself in the shot. Kevin Garnett on the All-NBA first team again. Rondo is on the All-Defensive first team with Garnett. And it looks like that Rondo is in the playoffs. And the Wizards, who are on the Nets. Okay. And Houston got swept. And Washington lost in 5 games. So both teams are out of the playoffs. And Charlotte ended up winning the finals. Lawrence Scott, 83 overall, winning finals MVP. Al Tatum is an all-star captain. Not like it really matters. But Kevin Garnett is an 11-time all-star, and he's the starter again. Paul Pierce is on the bench, but he is now a 10-time all-star. Mikey Williams is an MVP with the Jazz. Kevin Garnett, though, still Defensive Player of the Year. And Rajon Rondo and Kevin Garnett are both regressing, and they are both on the All-NBA second team still. Rondo on the All-Defensive first team, along with Kevin Garnett. None of our teams made the playoffs this season. So you guys, we'll just skip ahead in the playoffs here, and I'll just show you what happened in the finals. So the Jazz ended up winning the championship, led by, Mikey Williams, 90 overall, averaging 38 points a game. Those are Mikey numbers, that's for sure. Marcus Smart retired. Kevin Garnett, once again, an all-star captain. Paul Pierce on the bench for the All-Star game this year. Most valuable player this year's Kevin Garnett, again, also Defensive Player of the Year. And Kevin Garnett is back on the All-NBA first team, also on the All-Defensive first team. And they got swept in 4 games. Just let me take one shot with Garnett.
8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Garnett outside.
Oh, easy. Yep. We win. We advance. And the Hornets lose. Magic end up making it. Yeah, Magic just come back from wherever. Victor Wembanyama wins the Finals MVP. And Kevin, again. Paul Pierce on the bench. MVP, Kevin Garnett, again. Second year in a row. And he was also the Defensive Player of the Year. All-NBA first team, even though they had a 14-68 record. Garnett also on the all-defensive first team. No team we have is in the playoffs. So again, we'll just check in at the end of the finals to see who's the champion. And the Clippers have won the championship. Al Tatum leading them with 30 points a game in the finals. Rajon Rondo is now a 78. Kevin Garnett, again, all-star captain. Paul Pierce is a starter again. Emoni Bates, most valuable player. Kevin Garnett, Defensive Player of the Year once again. Kevin Garnett, All-NBA first team. Kevin Garnett, All-Defensive first team as well. And it looks like that the Cavaliers are in the playoffs, but Garnett could not. 9-73. What? And they lost in 6 games. And the Mavericks won the championship with Deshaun Scott as most valuable player. All-star captains, Kevin Garnett again. And it does not seem, for the first time in a while, I don't know how long, Paul Pierce is no longer an all-star. Al Tatum, most valuable player. And Kevin Garnett's streak has been broken. Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player of the Year. Still on the All-NBA first team, though. And on the All-Defensive first team. And, I didn't even notice the Rockets were here. But they got eliminated. And we got swept. Great. And the Celtics won. Shout out to Emoni Bates again. Paul Pierce regressed to an 87 this season. It looks like Kevin Garnett has left, and he's on the Spurs. Got a clone of Garnett. I do not see any sign of Rajon Rondo either. He's on the Hawks. Continuing his streak of dominance, Kevin Garnett. No Paul Pierce or Rajon Rondo, though. Back on top, Kevin Garnett, most valuable player with Victor Wembanyama, second year in a row, Defensive Player of the Year. Kawhi Leonard, Coach of the Year. Garnett, All-NBA first team. He's also on the All-Defensive first team. And he led them to the playoffs. Hawks advanced. Spurs just came back from a 3-1 deficit, if you didn't see that. On to the second round. Might have a finals matchup on our hands between these two teams. No. They did it again. The Spurs came back from a 2-0 deficit. No. Both of them got eliminated. Are you kidding me? Anyways, Clippers won. Al Tatum, Finals MVP. Rajon Rondo, retiring after 18 seasons. Paul Pierce, too. Although I don't know why it says 26 seasons. That meant he would have been playing in the NBA since he was 11. Finally averaged 30 points per game. Also averaged 4 rebounds and 6 assists. Rondo retired as well. 2-time All-Star, 2nd team All-NBA, 3rd team All-NBA. Oh, and by the way, guys, I'll put at the end of this video side-by-side comparisons of the stats from this simulation to their stats in real life. So be on the lookout for that at the end of the video. Now the big question, do they get into the Hall of Fame? The answer is yes for Paul Pierce. He made it to the Hall of Fame along with Trae Young and Bol Bol. Paul Pierce also got his number retired with the Cavaliers for his 9 years of service. Kevin Garnett regressing, so probably end up being his last year. He is still a starter. Von Miles, most valuable player. He's not even on the All-NBA first team. Just kidding, he's on the All-NBA third team and still in the All-Defensive first team. Oh, they changed the playoffs. We're an 11 seed. We got eliminated. And the Grizzlies have won, led by Javon Miles, Finals MVP. Kevin Garnett has walked away from the game of basketball at the age of 39. I don't know why it says he's 28 years pro. That means he would have been starting when he was 11. 5-time MVP, an NBA champion, 18-time All-Star, 12-time first-team NBA, second-team NBA, 3 times, 3-time third-team All-NBA, 12-time Defensive Player of the Year. This will never be matched. 16-time first-team All-Defense, 3-time second-team All-Defense. In his career, he ended up averaging 26 points a game, 14.5 rebounds, 7 assists. Has he in the Hall of Fame? Yes. And he got his jersey retired with the Hornets, the Raptors, and the Wizards, spanning his entire career, almost. He ended up having the 5th most points all time. 17,000 field goals made. Pierce not that far behind. 23,000 rebounds, incredible. Rondo, I don't know if that's whatever Rondo, he's got 12,000 assists. So here are the career stats for Rondo. Here are the stats for Paul Pierce. And finally, here are the stats for Kevin Garnett. So that's it for this video. If you stuck around this far, thanks for watching. If you guys have any feedback of what I can do better, please write down in the comments below. It will be greatly appreciated. I know this is my 2nd video, just trying to make this channel as good as it can be for you guys and for me. Other than that, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.